The Old Spawn Road, or originally known as the West Road, is an extremely old 2B2T route. It's very different from every road on the server, as this route does not go straight. It was constructed with twists and turns, which is very different from the straight roads that you see around spawn and in the nether. Today in this video, we will discuss why this path was built and where it stands today. The road was constructed in 2013 by LegitYarik. LegitYarik played on the server mostly without coordinates because he felt that it would ruin the immersion. He needed a way back to his house, so he built the Old Spawn Road so the use of coordinates would no longer be a factor in his travels from spawn to his base. Although there was no conflict during construction, the server was very laggy at the time, and almost no players were online. LegitYarik would also build Castle Hayheart, which was initially called Bijette. It was built near the road, and he wanted it to be an inn near spawn for travelers. It was relatively close to spawn, because his idea of the game is not going millions of blocks away with speed hacks to build a safe base. He wanted it to be used by players who did not use hacks at all. It was used as a potential starting point to resist the hackers, which LegitYarik greatly despised. The fact that cheats are allowed on 2B2T, he argues, does not make them any more acceptable. He wanted it to be a safe spot for honorable players and not fortune players, which at the time were a vast majority of the player base. When months and years went by, players would help by building nearby bases. A group was formed to organize the repairs of the road, and it was believed to be named the Fellowship of the Road, but LegitYarik cannot confirm that this is their real name. In the beginning of 2018, a player named Armorsmith blew up the Old Spawn Road. He would later go on to create a large obsidian structure, similar to the Wrath outpost at the beginning of the road. This obsidian structure was built at the exact start of the Old Spawn Road. It was called the Wrath of Armorsmith, which was at the coordinates x-3500 Z300. It was made in a double chunk, which was also the first example of chunk corruption on the server. Now, some of you might ask, how was this replica of Wrath outpost destroyed? Well, back during the 6th incursion, Armorsmith founded the first movement to go against an incursion. He and another player named iHack Walmart killed players who were members of the incursion at spawn. They decided to grief their obsidian wall for the first time. It triggered a battle at the northern wall. The famous YouTuber, FitMC, would eventually combat log after the battle, while some incursion members kept fighting at the wall. Later on, they would destroy the Wrath of Armorsmith. Today, the Old Spawn Road is mostly destroyed, but players were reconstructed throughout the years. I personally traveled on the road with Armorsmith, who was the one who blew it up. While traveling on the road, we started at the Wrath of Armorsmith. It was mostly blown up, but the remnants of obsidian are still visible. Along the way, we would see blown up bases and castles that had lasted years on the server. We even found Castle Hayheart, which was surprisingly still intact. There were a lot of blown up parts, but it was still recognizable. The road would also get detours, which were created due to withers being ahead on the main road. Along the way, we even found a 2014 base named Human Ford. Players would leave signs at this base throughout the years, even dating back to 2014. This is incredible, since most signs that are this close to spawn are destroyed. When we got close to the end of the road, we approached the now ruined terminal base. A few months ago, BestKong NA, who is a friend of Armorsmith, connected the Old Spawn Road to the area. This location marked the end of the 7-year-old road. The main cathedral stood on the server before the terminal base was built by the player Medicated_. He repaired the cathedral and added structures. It stood on the Old Spawn Road for a while, until a decision was made by a friend of Armorsmith's to destroy the base. And so the base was doomed. But a world download was taken before the base was destroyed. Imagine stumbling at this base as a new player with no equipment or food, after walking down the Old Spawn Road for tens of thousands of blocks without knowing what can be found at the end. That would be quite a reward and definitely an unforgettable experience. Thanks for watching. I would like to thank LegitYarik and Armorsmith for the information for this video. Leave a like and maybe consider subscribing for more information like this in the future. Anyway guys, stay fast and see you guys next time.